Good afternoon, Flosstube. This is Mandy coming to you with another update. Today is Saturday, December 12th, and welcome to my channel about cross stitch. This month is just flying right by. If you are new here, thank you so much for checking me out. Really appreciate you stopping by. If you are a returning viewer and subscriber, thank you so much for all of the likes, the support, the comments. Really appreciate every single one of you. So today I've got 5 whips to show. I'm also going to show a few of the little goodies that have come out of the Crowned Winter Advent Box released by Forbidden Fiber Co. I'm loving the pattern, loving the piece out of that, and the project, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And yeah, so we're gonna just dive right into that. I've kind of been bouncing around on a number of different projects this week mainly because of the Semi-Sane Stitchers group, the Facebook group, whip wranglers. And so you have a list of 20 whips. So I know I've explained it last week. I know other people have. So basically it's a list of 20 whips. I don't really have 20 projects at the moment. I seem to be pretty close. So I do have a number of them doubled up. So I've been hitting them multiple times. So I am doing the medium level. So I have a 20-sided die. It's an app on my phone that will pick which whip I'm going to work on, and then a 6-sided die to roll that times 100. So if you roll a 6, you got to do 600 stitches. And so if that number gets called a second time, then you do half the roll count times 100, and then the third time you can just spin again because that whip has been wrangled. So basically that's kind of been my focus point this week. I've been bouncing around on a few different projects as a result of that. So the first project that I'll show today, because I actually just finished one of those counts that I had to do for the whip wrangler, so most recent whip that I've been working on, it is out of the 2016 Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. I have shown this before. I am doing one of the pumpkin grids. So they look like this, but I'm doing this one right here. I think I've got colors pulled to do that one as well, but this is the one I've been working on. The artwork is by Angela Pullen Atherton of Pullen Designs. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but this piece has been real fun because there's quarter stitches, and we know how I feel about those. And so not too bad. It's been quick going. One of the orange colors I've using, I've substituted with color and cotton. I think it's Carrot. And then the other ones are DMC. The material is 16 count Picture This Plus in Tycho. So really pretty neutral. And so all of the orange main stitches, whether full or quarter stitches, are done. So I still have just the the border to do, and then backstitched. So this was actually the next whip that was called for my whip wranglers because I have it on there twice. And so I think I have to do maybe 200 stitches. So I'm hoping to be able to get a good bit of that border done, if not starting into the back stitch as well. So yeah, that has been a fun little piece. No set plans for what I'm going to do with it when it's done or anything like that. It may just go into my stitching journal. So then the next whip another whip that I worked on, these are in no particular order. This is it's called a Spooktacular Treat Bag. It is designed by Alma Lynn Hayden out of the Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, September 2013. I probably say this every time I mention the magazine, but I miss their publication so much. So this is just the photocopy out of the magazine of the final piece. The color that material is not as dark as blue as that. I think I may have had to have played with the grays a little bit as a result of that. But yeah, otherwise, I'll call for colors. There may be some substitutes of DMC, like closest to situation, but I'll call it for overall. So since saw it last, I know I showed this just not too long ago, but I got this tree done. Well, I think there may be a little bit more of the trunk down here left to do. The bulk of the tree is done. And then I got this little sign done and the back stitch that says Boo on there. Might have shown that already. I don't remember now. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count Aida. I don't remember the color at the moment. But yeah, there we go. So I got the tree just about done. There's a few more rows right here left to do. And then, like I said, I think I might have just done this last week. Maybe I started it the last time you saw it, but finished it last week. There is going to be a spider sitting there, and then so the rest of that back stitch needs to be done. Started this a while ago. It was just kind of one of those random flipping through the magazines on a whim that I wanted to stitch. Luke's needle minder. This one came from Etsy somewhere. I've had it so long I really don't remember which shop that was from. I do have a plastic one I know you've seen that I got from Abby Top Knot Needles on Top Knot Stitcher Shop. And but that one was from Etsy somewhere. So yeah, that's been a fun one. Michelle would appreciate this Halloween 365 because except for I've got two. My first 3 stitches are Halloween fallish pieces, so as she says, Halloween 365. So the next piece I've worked on, you've seen this multiple times, is Boo Friends, artwork by Diane Arthurs, published by Imaginating. Absolutely, absolutely love their patterns. So if you have a chance to get your hands on something published by Imaginating, do so because they're great patterns, great symbols, easy to read, usually minimal quarter stitches if anything. Good bit of back stitch, but I mean that just brings things to life. So I don't know what I was gonna say about that. I am stitching this on a piece of just a white chunk of Aida, so 16 count. So what I can say is when I picked this up last time, I got to looking at the numbers, the like wide by high. It's published backwards, so it's not by much. It's just off by a few stitches, but I definitely should have had the material in landscape view instead of portrait. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. I am as far to the right side of it as the pattern calls for. So I don't see it being an issue, but I definitely made a note on the pattern that the numbers are flipped backwards, so just for future reference. Special fibers from stitches. And so there we go. So last time you would have seen it, I would have had just a bit of a chunk of the pumpkin done and the cat, so I was able to get the pumpkin all done. No back stitch done on this just yet. And started in fill in the green, so there's going to be a little bit of a vine type grassy thing here, the post for the sign, and then I can be able to back stitch all of that as well. In the hoop, like I said, back stitching brings things to life, so that cat is just about all fully back stitched. I don't think I've, sorry for the banging, but the cat is pretty much all that I've back stitched, the one in the green hat. Yeah, this is such a fun piece. I'm loving it. Just, I love the whimsical stuff. You know, that's the Halloween stuff that I'm into. And so my next whip, we're just moving right along here. Should be a fairly short video so that you guys can get back to Flossmas videos. So you saw my new start on this last week, I believe. It is from StoneStreet Stitchworks. Can't believe I got that out in one second. It is Bookhouse. I love this one. So it says, I lived in books more than I lived anywhere else. I just love this piece. So I have the house pretty much done. I've just got to start filling in those windows. So we'll go ahead and show. Speaking of the needle minder from Abby Top Knot, oops. There that one is. And so yeah. This is stitched on a piece of 18 count cream Aida. So just something I picked up from 123. And there we go. So you can see that I started filling in a little bit of that's a cream 712, I think is there. Started on one of the left tree trunks. So this actually went really quickly. I do see that I still have to get the little chimneys up there. But that house actually went really quickly. So the whip wranglers where I had to have multiple, hundreds of stitches, that went quite quickly. So I'm loving this piece. I love StoneStreet Stitchworks in general. Their patterns just, I don't know, I'm really drawn to theirs. Alrighty, like I said, this is going to be a quick video. Not a bad thing, right? So the next piece that last whip that I'm going to show is from the Crowned Winter Advent. The design is by BendyStitchy. I'm loving it. When she first posted about it in her Patreon, she said that it was going to be super samplery, and which I'm not really one to stitch samplers, but like she says, never say never. And so I'm really loving this piece. It's so fun. To me, I don't have the need to stitch the alphabet multiple times. No, nothing against those that like doing those by any means. You know, stitch what you want to stitch. This one doesn't seem to have the alphabet, and I'm loving it. So the colors that we're getting so far. So if you haven't seen this before, the Even Days, the pattern is being released in pieces with one strand of color, or not one strand, one skein of color. And then on the odd days the odd numbered days have been little gifts, trinkets, whatever. So this is the color palette we're looking at here. Oh, these colors are just absolutely gorgeous. The house, I'm so excited. The house is in purple. I haven't started stitching the body of the house. I've got the roof going, but haven't started doing that yet. So I love these colors. They are just so pretty. So we've got Mistletoe is the green. Garland. This is a really, really deep green, I believe. Then we've got Snowdrift. Super, super pretty. We've got Sugar Plum. This is the house that's going to be on the piece in that. Michelle said in one of her videos the other day that she wants a house that's in like DMC 154 or something like that. And so she stitched a house in her color. And then we've got Cloves. So we've got a really pretty brown, reddish brown. And then today's color is Blue Cedar. Very, very pretty. Just put those over there. So I know she's shown her the pattern in her video, so I'll just flash it real quick because I don't have an actual thing of it. But we've got a house. I've got these little thingies done on the either side of it. Had no clue what it was going to be, so it's looking like it's going to be a moth. We've got a squirrel. A deer showed up. We've got a couple showing up here, and then the statement. I think it says, "O winter, ruler of the inverted year, I crown thee king." I think it says inverted. I'll read it better when it's stitched out. So yeah, that's been a fun little piece. I'm loving it. And so this is stitched on a piece of 14 count Aida. I don't remember the color name of it. The fiber, the threads and the material are were dyed by Leanne at Forbidden Fiber. So this is what we've got stitched so far. It's a really big piece of Aida. I've got it all folded up here. So far it's looking like I've reached the bottom with the snow that's going to be coming out. And yeah, so I've got the house. Like I said, I've started the roof of the house. And so one of the Day's little goodies on the odd number days was the needle minder. Such a cute little snowman. I love it. Can never have too many needle minders, especially when there's snowmen. These threads have been such a dream to stitch with. I'm really enjoying them. And so then another days, I don't remember now, I think this might have been opened on the 7th. We had this cute little pair of scissors. So mine have poinsettias on them. I saw Michelle post hers and hers had snowflakes on them. So yeah, very pretty. And then yesterday's, we opened a packet of hot cocoa. Keep calm and snuggle up cocoa. Really densely packed cocoa. And then this adorable coffee mug. This says, looking at it backwards here, advice from a snowflake. So it says on there, it's okay to be a bit flaky. Take time to chill, let your plans crystallize, sparkle, appreciate small wonders, celebrate your uniqueness, and keep your cool. So, very cute little coffee mug. I love it. And so today's, I just opened it, was another portion of the pattern that had the words, and I think, yeah, added the words and added his jacket, so added some to that. So yeah, that's all we have for stitching related. Plans, I'm keep diving into that whip wranglers and keep working on that. I do plan on filming a whip parade. I'm kind of thinking that may go up at the end of the year, closer to the end of the year. Haven't filmed it yet, so not sure when exactly I'll do that, but I do plan on filming a whip parade. I know a lot of people like those, and I know my very first video was labeled a whip parade, and that got a ton of views, which I so appreciate. So that'll be coming up soon. So yeah, that's it for stitching stuff. Life update very quickly. I had yet another broken pipe in my apartment. Oh my goodness. I could not believe when it happened again. Last Saturday afternoon, of course it had to happen on a weekend. I thought I started hearing some water running where it really shouldn't have been. I'm like, well, maybe I'm just hearing things in my mind because, you know, I'm used to hearing things now. Went and ran a couple of errands real quick. Came back about an hour later, and I had a cardboard box sitting in the corner of my dining room that has some stuff that I'm going to be taking to Salvation Army or Goodwill or something to donate at some point. And so as soon as I opened the door from running those errands, I heard the very distinctive drip drip of water on cardboard. So I knew right away. I knew exactly what was going on. So I immediately called the emergency service, and within about 20-25 minutes, one of the maintenance guys came. Sure enough, he was able to, we could exactly pinpoint exactly where it was at, where I thought that I was hearing water where I shouldn't have been. That was exactly what was going on. So I live in an apartment building that was, an apartment complex that was built back in the 70s. So the pipes are made out of copper. And so that day, that evening, he came and he, once again, dug into the drywall. He was able to clamp up that pipe to get it to stop dripping. And then during the week, he and his partner, the other maintenance guy, came in and they actually replaced a good length of the pipe to prevent this from happening once again. Because obviously, what has it been, maybe 3 weeks since the last broken pipe. And so it obviously needed it. And when they, so like on the other side of my apartment, my dining room wall is their utility closet that has like the water heater and whatnot in there. And so the section that they replaced went into that room, and so there was a portion of the pipe in there that they cut out, and they actually saw evidence of that it was gonna start going again. So definitely needed. So thankfully they got that a good bit. They were here one day, nearly all day while I was sitting here working. That's my work computer sitting right here. And so I just sat here and worked away while they did what they had to do to piece in a good, I don't know, it was like an 8-foot section of the pipe. They replaced it with not copper. I don't know what it was, but it was not a copper pipe. So I'm hoping with every finger so that I can cross that is the last of my water issues. I've had so many issues in this building. The maintenance people, I can't speak highly enough. They've been great at helping me take care of things as they should. I'm just over it. So that has been my adventure this week. So Stitches is crashed out in the middle of my bed. She is zonked out. I ran to Starbucks to get a coffee, and she hadn't moved off of the bed from when I left, and she's still curled up in a comfy little ball. So I'm going to get this put up. We're going to get back to my stitching, and I'm sure there's lots more Flosstube waiting for me to watch. So I hope everyone has a wonderful stitching weekend. Have a great week. Be safe, and we'll see you guys again next week. Take care.